Podcast. Hi, podcast. We're back. Took a week off there. But I think I'm posting more than I did last year, so I think that's always positive. You know, do better than you did before. And we're back. So it's been how many weeks? 3 weeks. 3 weeks of fantasy football. So I did one after week 1. And then I honestly probably could have done last week, but I was just kind of lazy and having a bad week, so I decided not to. But yeah, how much has changed since week 1? I don't know. I don't know if much has changed since week 1. But the league's gotten better. We've gotten better. We're, putting up much better normal numbers. So it's great to see the league back. Still kind of weird. Still, I don't know. Still just weird vibes for me. Weird vibes with the scoring and everything. Because it seems like there's just really no middle ground. Like you're either scoring 70 or you're scoring 110. But even then, like our standard deviation is not that crazy. At least for this past week. And then the week before, really not that crazy. I mean, let me go back and look real quick at, I guess I'll just look at 2022 because I think 2022 is a pretty standard year, maybe high power. But if you'll give me a second. So okay, so yeah, maybe our standards off a little bit, but so week 1, 2, and 3 of 2022. Gosh, now this makes me want to look up 2021. But anyways, week 1, 2, and 3 of 2022, standard deviation 17, 24-6, 15-1. This year, 28-2, 18-3, 23-3. So maybe there might be something to my claim where the scores just feel weird. Let me just look at 2021 real quick. Have some patience. Yeah, 2021 was kind of all over the place, it looks like, too. So it might just be the recency bias, the 2023 versus 2022. Maybe 2022 is just, I feel like I've said 2020 something. I feel like I've said that way too much to start the podcast. Yeah, they're just, I guess, a little bit more consistent. Like the standard deviations here went from 28 to 18 and then back up to 23. 2021 was 25, 22-1, 18-7. So the standard deviation of the standard deviation is not that crazy. And then same for 2020. It was 20.8, 19.7, then 21, 22-1. But the league was scoring much better averages in 2020 and 2022, I would say, but our average has definitely improved. 2020 league was killing it. And then we dropped off. We dropped off. Holy crap, we dropped off big time. It's actually crazy. You can tell. We go from a league average of 98 to 106 to 104, 93.7, 93.7 back-to-back weeks. Then this is where the slide starts. 86, 89, 86.3, 83.0, 79.2. So week 10 of 2020 was dreadful. We had J-Man Show scored 63, Aaron scored 73, Tristan 97, Matt 96, Notre Dame Burnt Popcorn Zach 39, TiVo Scares Me Shirtless 67, Bachelorette winners the eventual champion me 88. Power Rankings #1 fan Matthew Blue Blood 118, CD's Nuts 81, Tristan 70 by Connor Dominus Natural. Did I skip over? Oh, Tristan dating Alvin Kamara Gay was Luke. Okay, and CD's Nuts is Tristan. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just saw the name Tristan. I was like, oh, that was Tristan's score. So yeah, 79.2 league average. So the bye weeks must have just been hurting us in week 10 or something. Wow, that's dreadful. Wow, pretty similar. Week 9 of 21, we averaged 78. So look out, week 9, 10 might be bad. But we did pretty well. Okay, this kind of stinks. Let me actually go here, remove Formatting, clear formatting. Bam. Okay, there we go. So let me center that up. Okay, that looks better. So week 3 in 2022, last year, we actually had one of our worst. So we're kind of doing the opposite because we just had our best league average. But our league average last year in week 3 was 84.7. And then week 9 and 10, let's see, week 9, 98, week 10, 95. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any validity to that. Holy cow. We averaged 108.7 in 2022, week 8. Tristan had 105. I had 136. Luke 123. Connor 105.7. Oof. Zach 77.9. Matthew 123.7. Aaron 119.3. Aiden 128.9. Matt 95.16. And Alex 75.8. What a week. Holy cow. Everyone pat themselves on the back real quick. Just go back, think about it, give yourself a little pat on the back for such a great week in 2022. And then this we're picking up 98.5. Again, kind of weird because standard deviation is 23.3, but I don't really know, I'm not big stats guy, so I don't really know if 23.3 means much. So the standard deviation means, right? So what would that be? That's the so 67% of scores would fall within 98.5 plus 23.3 or 98.5 minus 23.3. See, that doesn't really mean that much. I mean, because yeah, that's basically what happened. So I guess I feel like I gotta get a different stat in there because standard deviation just really isn't doing it. Like, it doesn't make sense for maybe such a small sample size of 10, and maybe I need to do standard deviation. I don't know. Does Google Sheets have P, standard deviation P? They do. What if I go standard deviation S, unknown function? So standard deviation of a sample is SDDVA. I don't think we want an entire population. Would it be an entire? Because this is just right? This is a sample, and the entire population would be the whole year, I think. So anyways, maybe the average. Maybe we just care about the average, and we don't care about the deviation, because I feel like that deviation's not really telling us much. I guess it's kind of telling us the variance, I guess. Maybe I'll throw up a little like box and whisker plot here. I don't know if that's going to help at all. Let's go insert, chart, not column chart. Do they have box and whisker? Other radar, candlestick. That's what they're going to call it. So column 1 must be text. Data range, J5 through S5. Column 1 must be text. Invalid type, J5. Oh, okay. So make it J4. Okay. No? J. It doesn't. I5? I5. I5. Bam. Okay, candlestick plot. Let's see here. I actually don't know what's the difference between candle. Is that the same? It kind of looks different. Candlestick plot versus box plot. Yeah, it looks like candlestick is not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted, but it's maybe telling us that the upper quartile was yeah, that's not what I want at all. Let's see if I can figure this out. Live podcasts, listen to me try to figure out how to get a cheeky little box and whisker plot. Live, everyone wants to hear that, obviously, put it over a map. No, it's cool. It's a cool function. I'm glad that you can do it. Organizational chart, that's not going to help. Gauge chart, that's kind of cool. Waterfall, nope. Yeah, it's just not going to do what I want it to do, boys. But anyways, just, good job from the league. Just, well done. Well done from the league as a whole. And we can get into the matchups a little bit and then the impact of the matchups after that. Does that sound like a plan? Are we on board with that plan? What do you guys think? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm doing it. All right, I know it wasn't like a fan favorite segment last time. I think I was probably clipping like hell in that first thing. I was holding it so close to my face. So I wonder if, I don't know. Anyways, let's go check out the league scoreboard. We can just talk about some matchups. It's late in the week, so I feel like it's kind of simmered down. But we'll just start from, we'll go league schedule so that it's not biased, because if I put it on scoreboard, it already shows my score first. So the first game that we got was Connor taking on Alex. A 134-7-2 from Connor and a 99-16 from Alex. So Connor comes away with a victory by a pretty good margin. And I can't help but feel bad for Alex again, although not as bad this time around, because Alex would have only beaten 1, 2, 3 other teams. So he was not that unlucky. He was, it was whatever. But yeah, Connor, 134-7-2. Not bad at all, especially after those first 2 weeks. And I know he was unhappy in the chat, and that's not unreasonable, but I think, like I said in the power rankings, like, who would have seen it? He scored 58-1-4, and then a lot of the teams that did bad in week 1, like Aiden, 66-2-2, went on to score 109. Me, 59-4 week 1, went on 112. Zach, 67-3-4, went on to 123. So, to see Connor do poorly twice in a row didn't have me inspired, but he's done very well. Really great game from Raheem Mostert. I love Raheem Mostert, and I definitely wanted to draft him eventually. I'm a little mad that Connor got him, because he's been, I feel like if I say he's been my guy, I don't know if that's entirely true. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I drafted him at least 2 years in a row. I know for a fact I drafted him in 2020, and I think that was... No, I didn't draft him in 2020. Did I? I forget. I drafted him did I draft him in 2021? I might have picked him up or something like that in 2020. Yeah, I took him in round 8 in 2021 and was pretty happy with that. I don't know if he balled out in 2021, but I think I took him. I really hope, back myself up here, I took him again. No, I didn't. Why did I think he was my guy? For some reason, I thought he was my guy. I thought I had him in 2020 and 2021, but it looks like I only took him in 2021. But let me just check again. Yeah, okay, no, I did. I took him round 6 in 2020 when he was on San Fran. Okay, so he was my guy. I let him go undrafted. I don't think I drafted him in 22. I kind of had a good draft in 22, though. I had Watson in round 16, Jahan Dotson in round 12, Alexander Madison in round 11, Olave in round 10. Olave went early this year. Tony Pollard in round 8. Obviously, this is all theoretical, but all these guys, they ended up doing pretty well. Jade Jetta. Anyways. So my point was, I do like Mostert, and I love calling him Raheem must start, because he's a must start. And he didn't really act that way in 2021 or 2022. Sorry, I'm just getting like some drainage down the back of my throat right now. It's kind of gross. But holy cow, has he done incredible so far in 2022. And it's because he's the number one guy. I mean, Jeff Wilson Jr. is great too. And I don't, obviously you never wish injuries, but I love that Raheem Mostert is now the number one guy. Like, if I knew Raheem Mostert was going to be the number one guy. For some reason, I thought he wasn't. For some reason, I thought, Jeff Wilson Jr. was going to be the number one guy. Anyways, dragging this on. Connor did very well to get him, and he's playing unbelievable. So well done, Connor. And then a big night from Devontae Adams. Not bad. Not a bad performance from Alex. 99.16, almost breaking the hundo. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys to break 10, and really his quarterback, if he just played Tua, I don't know why he hasn't started playing Tua yet, but if he just played Tua, he would have had 7 guys break 100, and he would have actually finished at 119, so he would have been, much closer to Connor, but Connor actually only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys break 10, but because 1, 2, 3 of them broke 20, that makes a huge difference, and especially when one of your guys makes 38 too. That's unreal. So well done, Connor. We'll move on to the next game. We had a stinker, Luke versus Aaron. Luke actually coming away very lucky from this game. 78-0, 69-6. Ugly. I do like the start of Brock Purdy from Luke. I don't know who he benched. He benched Deshaun Watson, which I guess is fine. Deshaun Watson had a bad week too, so that would make sense. But totally the opposite from Cowboys defense. Got negative points this week after finishing with 35-16. So they fell off. Aaron Jones, cheeky, 0 points. I think he was out. I don't even think he played, right? So kind of a choke from Luke there. I don't know what Luke was doing. Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, both quiet nights. Tyreek Hill, unbelievable day. Mike Evans, good night. So I don't think Luke should be afraid. Aaron, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Obviously, Diggs is goated, but Calvin Ridley's fallen way off. Kyron Williams wasn't a bad idea to play after the first couple weeks he had. So I understand why Aaron played him, but, good things, something, I don't know what the slogan is. Good things don't last forever, something like that. But Trevor Lawrence is kind of just like Calvin Ridley, falling off. Tony Pollard did fine, nothing to write home about. And Aaron's bench didn't really inspire. Sam Laporta had a good week. I've got Sam Laporta in the Jennings family league, so I'm excited for him. I don't know what to say about Aaron's team, because I feel like 2 weeks in a row, of kind of weak scores, you can't help but start thinking about hitting that panic button. But after what we saw week 1 from Aaron's team, you can't also help but think, this team's going to be fine. Look at the projected scores. 17-6 from Lawrence, 15-8 from Pollard, 14-8 from Kyron Williams. He was projected 105.5. So I just don't know what's... it's just weak performances. Like, his team's not playing up to snuff. So he'll move on. He'll be fine, I'm sure. Okay, next up is the game of the week. I think we got to give it game of the week. But I was very nervous going into Monday night, no doubt about it. Like, I was, excited because I was like, all right, I drafted these boys for a reason. Let's see what they got. But also very nervous because who wants to be down by 30 points? Who wants to have to make up a 30-point gap? Especially when your opponent has a player left to go. Granted, it's Dallas Goedert, who's not having a great year so far, but asterisk, it's only been 3 weeks. And then I was also pooping my pants looking at the Indiana stat lines and just seeing Zach Moss rack up numbies. And great play by Matthew. I didn't even know, I didn't know Zach Moss was the number one guy there. So great pickup by Matthew, and well done to play him. 122 yards and a touchdown, receiving touchdown. I guess I've totally got like this bias. I remember him at Buffalo doing jack squat. So, but Matthew's running backs are otherwise not really too inspiring with Ramondre Stevenson and Gus Edwards. I mean, great pickup. So he's got Zach Moss, so he really only has to. From here on out, I don't know what his plan is, but I would only play Zach Moss and Roger Stevenson. I wouldn't even try playing anyone else. Oh, he's got DeAndre Swift. Jeez. Okay, Matthew's fine. Matthew is just fine. It was really just the Monday night fantastical comeback. That's all it came down to, was a great Monday night for me. And I honestly gave up. Like, in the middle of the third quarter, I was like, yeah, this is not happening. The comeback's just not happening. And so I honestly fell asleep. Like, I just closed my eyes and fell asleep. And then my mom woke me up when I was on the couch, and the game was like kind of still going on. I think it was wrapping up. I don't remember. I was in that weird dazed and confused state. So I just ended up going to bed. And then, some text in the chat, and next morning I wake up, I see the text, I see the score, and I'm freaking flipping out. I'm ecstatic to see that I've made the comeback. Who doesn't love a Monday night comeback? I mean, I love a Monday night comeback. When it's not against me, but I don't know. Someone dig up the research. It's going to be really tough. But to see who's had the most Monday night comebacks, I think the guy who's had the most Monday night comebacks against them has been Luke. But for me personally, I know that I've had two. I had that one Aaron Jones 40 piece, and then this past week. And so the thing that's worrying for me is my defense and kicker combined for 24 of my points. I did finish with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players over 10. But again, 2 of those, defense and kicker, I'd have liked one of those to be my running back. You know what I mean? So it kind of stinks that one of my running backs, but my 2B Robinson duo is staying 100% when I've had the 2B Robinsons in. I'm hitting 100% clip, and pretty happy with my bench. On my bench did, but definitely bummed to see Mike Williams go out. So anyways, a little bit of smack talk here, but I mean, chalk it up. When was the last... Okay, wait, pause. I was about to say, when was the last time Matthew beat me? But he beat me, in the playoffs. But when was the last time Matthew beat me in the regular season? All right, I should probably look that up so that I'm not wrecking myself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, so I won, and then I beat Matthew last year, week 8, 136, 2-2 to 123, 7. Another great game. Me and Matthew just bring out the best in each other. And that was the only time. That was the only time we played in 22. So in 21, I beat Matthew in week 12, 124-9 to 74-3-4. And again, 104.92 to 92.2 in 2021. So let's go back one more. 2020. I beat Matthew week 7 in another close game, 86 to 84. That time we didn't bring out the best in each other. We just stunk it up. Okay, that was the only time we played in 2020. So one more, 2019. This might be the year I was not very good in 2019, and Matthew made the championship. And, week 9, I beat him 84 to 54. And, again in week 5. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I honestly, I didn't know I was going to... I'm sorry. This is going on for a while, but let's just see. Okay, I beat him in week 6 in 2018, and also in week 1 in 2018. So we have to go back to... There it is. Okay, so I lost in the playoffs in 2017 to Matthew. So I can't beat him in the playoffs. I beat him in week 9, 87 to 43. And okay, you have to go back to week 2 of 2017 for the last time that Matthew beat me in the regular season. It's been 6 years. So I don't know why. I really don't know why I have Matthew's number in the regular season. He's got my number where it counts in the playoffs. So, who cares if you beat him in the regular season if you can't, go on and win a championship. But smack, that was my smack talk. I'm sure Matthew hated that segment, but I don't know, just flexing the muscles or something. Okay, let's move on. Probably talked about that for far too long. Okay, week 3, next matchup. Another weird one. Not that weird, but Zach just, flexing his muscles. Beating Tristan 129-108 to 74-104. We had from Zach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 10. 2 of those being his defense and kicker, and 1 being Patrick Mahomes and the other being his tight end. So looking at this, Bills defense, great play by Zach. Number 1 defense, 7 points, 11 points, 31-1. Great draft. Can't fault a guy for playing a good defense. Don't apologize for that. But when your defense gets 31 points, yeah, that's gonna help. So a typical defensive week is 9. So take away 22 points. Zach's sitting at 107. Not a bad score, but definitely a significant contribution. But again, don't apologize. If you have a good defense, that's because you did a good job. You drafted well, or you made a good streaming pickup. But the rest of the team from Zach, James Conner, I kind of wanted to draft him, but for some, well done for getting him 17-6. He's kind of a baller. He just gets points. He puts up numbers. 17-6 from him. Kelsey Mahomes duo doing well, getting a combined, what would that be? I don't know, 39-ish points. 18 points from the kicker. I feel like you can kind of apologize for a good kicker score. But yeah, nothing crazy from the rest of the group. Javonte Williams, it's tough when you got to play Javonte Williams there. He's got Saquon and Jonathan Taylor in the wings, so we know when Jonathan Taylor is eligible to play. Will he play? I'm assuming, but will Saquon play? When will Saquon come back? I don't know. I guess I'm kind of a believer, the way that they're talking about him. And he was a limited practice participant, so he participated on Thursday. Amari Cooper on the bench. Just kind of uninspiring for the rest of Zach's team. His team definitely is going to center around this core of Mahomes and Kelsey. And the Bills' defense is great, and I'm sure they're going to keep putting up numbers, but I just think it's a little tougher to rely on a defense to, get 31 points week in, week out. I'd say, knock 20 points off of that score. But if you spread that 20 points out, you spread that love, it's not crazy. I don't know what I'm going on to say. Zach's got a good team. Trust the process. And then Tristan. This is a difficult conversation. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys score over 10, with 1 being the kicker. Just tough week. I know Tristan's hitting that panic button. I said it in the power rankings. Don't hit it quite yet, because the names are there, the talent's there. Jalen Waddle and Jahan Dotson on the bench. Tough that Jalen Waddle's out injured. Jahan Dotson, great job to bench him. Hopefully he'll have better weeks coming up. Derrick Henry, 2 points. How often is that going to happen? If you listen to part of my take this week, once you hit 1,800 carries, then your numbers drop off significantly. So, maybe he's done, but it's hard to believe. Etienne, I think he's going to be pretty standard, just solid player. So I don't know. I don't think hit the panic button. That wide receiver combination, maybe one day we'll look back and be like, wow, how did Tristan have that? But Jacoby Myers and Rashid Shaheed is just not inspiring to me. Damian Pierce at flex is just fine. Okay, and last but not least, we've got Aiden against Matt, and Matt's claiming the didn't set my lineup, and personally perfectly understandable. Zay Jones and Jamal Williams both putting up goose eggs, but let's just theorize. Put in 4.8 for DeAndre Hopkins and 4.5 for Devin Singletary. Yeah, makes the scoreline look better, brings him up to 86, 87 points, but just a quiet week from Matt. I thought maybe he was cooking something after those 2 straight wins, and I thought maybe he was cooking something and something was gonna pop, but it really looks like the cook is not there. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, Aiden is very much cooking something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys score over 10, with 2 guys scoring over 27. So that's always gonna help. Keenan Allen, dude, why didn't you do this last year, man? I drafted you for this last year for this, and now you ain't doing anything. I draft your rival or your teammate, and now you just want to ball out. That's not cool. Sorry, didn't mean to get personal there, but just feel betrayed by Keenan Allen. I don't appreciate that at all, Keenan. Okay, don't appreciate that at all. Kenneth Walker, 27-6. Is that going to continue? Maybe. I mean, he's done well so far. 6-7, 17-4, 27-6. So it's only going up. It is only going up. But yeah, very well done by Aiden. Almost. I was gonna say doubled Matt's score, but no, that's not true. Gave a beat down, 27 points. And Aiden is 2-1. I don't know when. I don't know when the last time Aiden was 2-1. We can try to check out. Let me try to decipher real quick for you, boys. Have some patience with me. 0-3 in 22. 1-2 in 21. And then you'd have to go all the way back to 2015. Can't think of a name. No, Mr. Hamka's Mole was his name. Whoa! Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot how well Aiden did. Oh my God, I forgot how well he did in 2015. He went 3. He not only did he go 3-0 to start the season, he went 7-0 and put up scores of 105, 106, 166, 3 weeks in a row. So if Aiden does, I honestly, okay, I root against everyone in the league, but if Aiden won the championship this year, that would be something special. Okay, so quick secret time. Aiden took over Justin's franchise. Meanwhile, Luke, it looks like, took over Aiden's franchise. So Luke was the replacement for Aiden, which is just fascinating. I never knew that. So let's go back to 2016. Yeah, Aiden was 1-2 in 2016. Anyways, I'm looking forward to Aiden's season, man. I am looking forward to Aiden's season. Okay, that probably went on for a bit too long. I'll put some timestamps so you guys can skip over that. Okay, so kind of speaking of... Okay, not to harp on it, but speaking of my, domination over Matthew, and just to go on with some other league talk. Okay, that was such a poor choice of words. I was trying to be low-key neutral there, and that did not come across as neutral at all. But I just figured we could kind of use this app, the Justice League, or the fantasy app, where you go into league history, and then you can kind of see your team's performance over the years and all that jazz. Okay, so I guess the segment is, who are the scariest teams to play in the league? And we'll just go. Okay, I guess we'll start with what the team insights say for each team, and I guess what I would have to say. So for me, my team insights: easiest opponent, Matt; toughest opponent, Zach. This might take longer than I thought. I thought it was easier to switch. Okay. Luke, his easiest opponent is Aiden, but that's because he took over Justin's franchise. So it's a mix of Aiden and Justin. Because I don't know, Luke would not have played Aiden more than twice over the past 2 years. So it's got to be 2 wins and 6. So the league's been around for 8 seasons, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're in our 9th season. It's been around. So basically, I think Luke has played Aiden and Justin once every year and has beaten that. Okay, so it's Aiden or Justin. Toughest opponent, in fact, is Connor. But who did Connor's franchise? No, Connor was an expansion team. I don't think he took over anyone. I think he was a brand new franchise. So Luke is Aiden easiest, toughest Connor. Sorry. Next up, we've got Matt. And this will be interesting to see if his toughest is me. Okay. Easiest opponent is Aiden. Wow, what a history. 9 wins, 5 losses. That's a lot. They've played against each other a lot. What do I want to say? But again, that's a little off because of the Justin Aiden mix, the franchise. It doesn't really, it goes by franchise. It doesn't go by team manager. So it's kind of tough. And then toughest opponent is Aaron. 1 win, 7 losses. So let's keep it moving. We've got Alex. Come on. Easiest opponent is Zach. Easiest opponent for Alex has been Zach. And toughest opponent has been Tristan. So we've got a good mixed bag here. Couple easiest opponents of Aiden. Easiest opponent Aaron for Matthew. This is Matthew. Toughest opponent is me. 4 wins, 10 losses. But against Aaron, he's got 6 wins, 1 loss. Beham, Aiden. Let's see what it has to say. This will be interesting. Easiest opponent is me. 7 wins, 6 losses. Oh. So Justin did have my number back in the day. I don't know if Aiden's had my number. Justin's had my number. Toughest opponent is Aaron. So Aaron's been a couple tough opponents here, hasn't he? Couple easy, couple tough. Let's go Tristan. Easiest opponent is Alex. I think we knew that, right? Didn't we just say Alex's toughest was Tristan? And toughest opponent is Luke. Luke's had Tristan's number. 4 wins, 8 losses for Tristan over Luke. All right, next up we got Zach. This is an expansion franchise. That's good. So we'll get Zach's straight up numbers, which is good. His easiest opponent is me. Oh, Al, sad, cry face. 5 wins, 3 losses. Toughest opponent is Matthew. 2 wins, 6 losses. New Collex. Connor. Easiest opponent is Alex. Toughest opponent is me. 3 wins, 6 losses. 6 wins, 1 loss against Alex. And to wrap it up is Aaron. This will be interesting. I'll be very interested by Aaron. So Aaron's franchise is also expansion and started in 2018. Easiest opponent is Aiden. 8 wins, 1 loss. So in the battle of the A's, Aaron takes the cake. Toughest opponent is Matthew. 6 losses, 1 win. So I guess what I want to do is just maybe go like perceived toughness. So I kind of rolled through that. I don't really remember anything that I just said, but it was fun. It was kind of surprising at first. But for me, perceived toughest opponents, or like scariest opponents to play, I'll kind of start from the bottom. I'll say one of the least scary opponents is Alex. Sorry, Alex. But anytime I see Alex on the schedule, it's just kind of ingrained in my head, like, oh, bye week, easy dub. And I think that's because I've gotten lucky and my schedule's already always put him kind of more or less in the middle of the season. And so, by the time his team's auto-drafted or he's, stopped checking, which he's been checking in recent years, just kind of like those mid-years of like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. He hasn't really checked. So I would say Alex is probably like last on that list. He'd be the least scary opponent. Next up, least scary opponent wise, a kind of similar vein as Aiden. Like just kind of ingrained, for those 2 years. I think he rejoined in 21, right? So when he rejoined in 21 and 22, he really wasn't a force to be reckoned with. He kind of let slip. This year, it's looking different. This year, he's much scarier. But historically, anytime I see it on the schedule, I'm again like, dub, easy dub. Next up, we've got, who do I want to put up next? I think I want to put Matt next. This is going to get personal. I just realized how personal this might get. Well, let's dive into it. Matt. So yeah, Matt, I think for me, at least, the bias is that we always play week 1, and, you never know how, like, you can assume that your team's going to be good. Sorry, I didn't mean to just blow into the mic there. What was I going to say? Matt, week 1, okay. Matt is the start of scary. Aiden and Alex aren't really scary, but Matt is the start of scary, and still not very scary to see on the schedule, which sounds mean, and I don't mean it in a mean way, but just when I'm looking at my schedule, this is so personal. I can't believe it is. He's just one of the lesser scary opponents, because we usually play week 1 and then that's it. I don't see him for the rest of the season, so it's scary because it's, the week 1, like, big win. It's always good to win your first game, but, who knows what's going to happen. You don't know how good your team is, but you've also got that, jovial outlook, like, oh, I just drafted a great team, or I'm excited about my team, and, nothing can, when you're 0-0, there's nothing wrong with your team when you're 0-0. So it's not that scary whenever I play in week 1, but definitely kind of scary because you have no clue. You've got no semblance of how that game might go. So Matt's going to be, bottom 3, but starting to get scary. Next up, I'll say, looking at this list, I'll say, who do I want to say? If I'm being honest, the three names that I'm looking at that are coming to mind that I'm trying to decide between are Aaron, Connor, and Tristan. And I think I want to give it to Connor, just again a little bit because of the recent history. Connor was a force to be reckoned with when the franchise first came around, and he certainly was scary. But since 2019, I've not been scared of him. You see Connor on the schedule, and you've got respect for him. You know what he did in the past. You know what he's capable of as a manager and as a competitor. But since that 2018 season, it's just kind of mid. Like, it's mid-level. He's a guy that that he's checking his roster. So if you've got him in the mid-season, you're not looking at it looking like this is a bye week. But he never really has a team with names that make you quiver in your boots. You're not sitting there looking at his roster going, oh God, I've got no chance this week. When I look at a Connor team, I'm usually looking at it like, yeah, he could beat me, but I look at my chances, fairly well when I'm playing Connor. And so next up, kind of in the same vein as Aaron. Aaron's been good in the regular season, but I think not great. Let me just verify that. So 2019 was an 8-5 season for Aaron. 2020 was a good season. He went 9-4. He kind of fell off in 21, for what I remember. 6-8. 22 had a good year. Obviously made the championship again. 8-5. So I guess what I'm thinking is, like, with all these like mid-level records, you can't, like, 5 losses on the. It's great to have a winning season, but you almost look at it, and for me, I look at it and I see, oh, one of those 5 losses could very well be me. Like it's never like Aaron's just racking up the names throughout the league. And so for that reason, Aaron's going to be, what would that make him? 1, 2, 3, 4. Aaron's my 5th. He's like middle of the road scary. So next up, I'm going to go, again, a little in the similar vein. I'm putting a little bit more respect on Zach's name because of the implications that it has for me historically and in the league historically and for what we do outside of fantasy. He's scary. This is when, okay, now we're in the that guy's scary tier. We're in the that guy is you don't want to play. I don't want to play this guy. Please don't let me. Or excuse me. No, we're not there yet. We're almost to that tier, but we're not there yet. We're at that guy's scary. That's a team. And so Zach, we're always playing the last game of the season. So typically, implications for making the playoffs. He's usually got a team rolling by then. Although, God, he's really been put through the ringer. I feel like the past couple of years, he did so well in 2021 and then fell off. But I just want to see real quick, what's his historical? Yeah, I mean, a couple winning records in the past couple of years, but yeah. So anyways, I think Aaron would be more scary maybe for the neutral, but for me, Zach is a little bit more scary because of what it means, because of the belt, because of the last game of the season matchup, because of, the rivalry that's there. So definitely a team that I don't often look forward to playing because there's so much weight in that matchup. This segment's going on way longer than I thought, but let's keep rolling. Okay, so next up, we're going to still be in the that's scary, but not quite the I don't want to play that team this week category. So next up, we've got, and you might see where this is going, but we got Tristan. Tristan is a very much, he honestly might be in the I don't want to play that team. Because, yes, Tristan's having a rough year this year, and he's usually kind of down in the dumps on his teams early in the season. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I just kind of get that sense. But there are many times, many seasons, many weeks where I see Tristan on my schedule and I say, I don't want to play. I really don't want to play him. Can I please play someone else? And so Tristan's usually, got a great head on his shoulders. He's usually making moves in the week and you're just like, what's this dude cooking? What's he thinking? What's he got planned for me? And he scares me. He scares me when I see him on the schedule. Don't often want to face him. Okay, so now we're in the tiers of absolutely I do not want to play this guy this week. Can I please play someone else? And I've already talked about it, and I'll talk out a little bit about it again. But next up is going to be Matthew. Matthew's going to be my number 2 scariest team to play. And it's because of he's just a blue blood. He's been in the league forever. He's got great history. He's been to 3 championship games. He's got 2 rings. And although me personally, I've been his toughest opponent, and I've done well against him in the regular season. It's still Matthew. You still don't want to play him. Like you know what he's capable of. You know he can put up 130 points whenever he feels like it. And again, it's like Zach. There's so much riding on it. We've beefed. Or have we beefed? It's usually been me and Tristan. No. Do me and Tristan? Yeah. It's usually me and Tristan beefing, and then I don't know. Me. Okay. Well, we beefed last year. Okay, we beefed last year. And so the implication it's the stakes are always high between me and Matthew. The stakes are always high. Two 2-time champs, 2 blue blood programs. They both have a lot of pride and honor, and so that's what I feel. That's what I feel when I play these games against Matthew. And So that's what makes him number 2. Even though you kind of look at you go look at the JL tracker, you go look at his historical records. They've typically been middle of the line, like 8 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 5 wins, 4 wins, 7 wins, 4 wins, and then 10 wins in 2010, 15. Hasn't gotten a 10-win season. Has gotten a 10-win season once in the history of the league. So it's not, I don't know, but it's scary. And it's more unlucky, I would say. It's more unlucky because you go and look at his points for, you look at how he averages in total points. He's got the highest total points in the league. And I mean, he's got one of the best points for records in the league. And it's but that doesn't even tell the story. It's the points against that tells the story, because the points against Matthew are always kind of ridiculous. So maybe for that reason I should have ranked him lower, because you almost get you're facing Matthew. Your team might put up some good numbies this week. But no, he definitely is number 2 for me. I definitely don't look forward to playing Matthew. It's high tension, high stress. The week is stressful leading up. Thursday night stressful, Sunday stressful, Monday night stressful. It's all stressful until Tuesday, and then you're either happy or you're bummed. Okay, and then easily, I mean, by far and away, it's tough to contend with this, but Luke is the scariest team to play. Unreal regular season history, unreal points for history. No one matches. You see Luke, you're playing Luke this week, you don't want to play. You just log off. It's no fun playing him. Looking at his win totals, though, not ridiculous. He's only broken 10 once. It's tough. I don't think anyone's broken 10 twice, to be fair. No one has. Luke's been the closest, though. He's got a 10 win, and he's got 2 9-win seasons. He's had a couple 7-win seasons in here, though. 7 in 2019, 7 in 2020, 7 in 22. So maybe kind of along the same lines, like if I was trying to, downplay Matthew's scariness with the number of wins, I should do the same for Luke. But again, unbelievable history of points scoring. Highest all-time points per game for 100 points per game averaging. That's 3 points per game more than the next person, which is Tristan. Best winning percentage of all time, 63.6. So it's like playing Bama. No one wants to play him. It's prime Nick Saban Bama. Okay, sorry, Luke doesn't get. I got to stop talking. Luke probably deserved more talk, but I got to stop talking about this. Need to get on to the next segment. Okay, the next segment. Geez, they've been long segments today. Next segment is just kind of just some more general league talk. Like, for one, I think this has got to be one of the quickest. I say this all the time. This is just me not doing my research. I could so easily do research and have notes prepped, but I never do. So let me go and I guess maybe check out, how do I want to do this? I want to go to league schedule. Yeah, I want to do league schedule, I think. Okay. This got to be one of the quickest that we've weeded out all, winless teams. Like, there is not a undefeated team. There is not an undefeated team left, and it's 3 weeks in. I feel like that's got to be crazy. I feel like surely we've had someone at 3-0 each season. I don't know of a quick way to do this. So this, have some patience. Okay, 2022, I was 3-0. We had one. Awkward silence. Ooh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I was cooking something with this take. Okay, 22. We only had one. Okay, after 3 weeks in 22, I was the only team left undefeated. So that didn't back my point up at all. In 21, Luke was 3 wins. Patience, 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 patience. This is taking way longer than I thought. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, 21. There's only one team. 20. Okay. I was not cooking with this take. This was a horrible take. I thought I was doing something. In 20. Wow, in 2020 yeah, okay. So I guess you just have to go back to 2020. So we had 2 seasons where there was an undefeated team after week 3. In both seasons, they lost in week 4. So I thought it was cooking something with that take. I thought that, like, we usually weed out these teams earlier on, but turns out we really don't. It turns out it's very tough in the Justice League to start anything better than 3-0. Heck, 2019, Luke, again, 3-0 start, lost in week 4. It'd be cool. I should get more stats on this stuff. I should just start, recording this somewhere so that I can look at this better. 2019, we only had Luke. I thought I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I thought there was something here. Okay, first time, 4-0. Luke went 4-0 in 2018. That's the best start I've seen yet. I already talked about Aiden earlier. Wow, that's a bad start. Justin went 0-5 in 2018. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Even Connor, 2018, went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak. But guess what? He lost in week 1. Jeez. Aaron did poor in 2018 too, 0-6. All right, there you go. That's probably why I think Aaron is not that scary, because of that 2018 record. Whoopsie. 2018, let's go. Kind of goes to MSU because Zach was in the league in 2017. Okay, 2017. This is riveting, I'm sure, but please have some patience with me. Oof, Matt, 0-8 start. That is tough to go 0-8. But thankfully, he got 2 wins, back-to-back wins in week 9 and 10, beating Tristan and Matthew. Jeez, so 2 people I put in the top 3 got beat by an 0-8 team. So, anyways, 2017 is looking like no one had a good start. Best start so far has been 2-0. Yeah, so 2017, yeah, basically, I didn't cook at all with this take. Okay, me. In 2016, I went 4-0 to start. Had a pretty good start to the season. I was 7-1. Jeez, okay. 2016, I see you. Aiden, nope, 1-3. Matt, nope, 1-2. Excuse me, 2-1. Alex went 2-1. Matthew went 1-2. Aaron again, 0-6 start to the season. Sheesh. So, wow. So, our best ever start to the season was, oh my God, I went 0-5 in 2015. That's dreadful. Was Aiden. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0 start. That's by far and away the best start we've had. The next best is 4-0. We got a 3-0 by Alex in 2015. So it's really tough. It is really tough to stay undefeated in our league. I thought I was cooking something. I thought I was saying like 2023 it's tough to stay undefeated. But no, it's tough to stay undefeated in general in our league. Wow, I did not know that. I am honestly shocked. But I guess that really bodes well for everyone, because no one's had a good start to a season, and we've had plenty of great years. So, heck, if you're 2-1 or you're 1-2 right now, don't even sweat it. Alex, maybe you need to sweat a little bit, but plenty of time to turn it around. So I guess let's just move on. We'll wrap up real quick and go on from there. Anything else I need to talk about? Not really. I haven't really done trophies. I've been bad on that. If we want, we can take a look at the final standing of projections, just to have a verbal record of it. Because in a few years, when we look back, there's no this data isn't being stored. The final standing projections. I'm not storing that anywhere. Maybe I should be. But Zach is projected number 1. Aiden is projected number 2. I'm projected number 3. Okay. Luke is projected number 4. Matthew 5. Matt 6. So he only drops 1. Matt's only dropping 1. So ESPN sees something too. Connor dropped down to 7. Aaron dropped down to 8. Tristan down to 9. And Alex down to 10. So Alex just needs a Snickers. That's funny. Not. The big movers are me up by 6, Aiden up by 5, Matthew up by 5. And we can just go check out the scoreboard real quick. I'm playing Alex. Alex's 3 projected leaders are his 3 quarterbacks. I did send a trade to Alex this week, and he rejected it, which is understandable. I think I sent him. I sent him Pacheco for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, yeah, I was kind of taking advantage, but I was just trying to start the talks. Just wanted to start the talks. But he just rejected it pretty quick. No, didn't return the favor or anything, which I'm a little disappointed by. I wish he would have sent something back. We got Connor against Luke. Shoot, this is when I should have been looking at the toughest opponents. Let me check real quick. Have some patience with me. Have some patience, please. League history. Let me check out Connor. Does Luke show up at all in his team insights? Nope. Nothing there. I don't think Connor shows up in Luke's team insights. They probably honestly have never really played each other because Luke's always in, the White Army Champions. No, wow, toughest opponent. Ooh, toughest opponent for Luke is Connor. So everyone, ladies and gentlemen, Connor. Luke is on upset alert. Well, Connor's projected to win, but put Luke on upset alert. Connor is, he might pull something out of the bag this week. We shall see. That's exciting. Okay. Now I have to do it all over again. I'm an idiot, but now it's interesting. All right, so next matchup we have is Aaron and Tristan. So let's check out Aaron real quick because I see him first. No history for Aaron's team with Tristan. And if we check out Tristan's team, no history. Okay, so nothing crazy there. Take it for what you will. 2-1-2 teams. Someone's going to be very bummed after this week, and someone's going to be relieved after this week. A lot of people with double quarterbacks. I did not realize how many people with double quarterbacks. Alex has 3. Luke and Connor both have 2. Tristan has 2, one being Russell Wilson. Tristan has 3. Is that really how much Tristan's given up on this season? He's got 3 quarterbacks on his team? Come on, Tristan. Don't give up like that, man. All right, let's go back to the scoreboard. Or not. Okay, thank you. Scoreboard, okay. Aiden and Matthew, I think Aiden was probably just like, just for Matthew. We'll check that out, just to make sure. I don't know who Matthew's easiest is. Aaron, it's Aaron, so Aiden, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get good insight because although Aiden has been in the league since 15, he's just got the franchise position. He took over for Justin, so it's a little, it's biased. Yeah, and it's nothing there, unfortunately. And then I don't think there was any history between Matt and Zach, but I'll check that out real quick. Yeah, nothing there. Aaron and Aiden are definitely 2 big names that pop up on this, though, on the team insights. Yeah, nothing between Matt and Zach. So, again, take it for what you will. See Zach, another one. Mahomes and Jordan Love. And Aiden's Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott. So a lot of two quarterback teams. Yeah, I mean, I think Zach's going to win. He doesn't have a great projected points, but I don't know. Don't have a lot of faith in Matt right now. And the Aiden versus Matthew, I mean, I'm picking Matthew. Matthew's got a lineup to set, it looks like. Do I need to send a text? Should have. Christian Watson is playing. Oh, but it's defense. It's his defense that is not alive. And then let's see. Aaron versus Tristan. Beats me. I don't know. Tristan. Give me Tristan. I'll go Connor for his history against Luke. I'll go Connor, and then me versus Alex. I'm not going to pick. Alrighty, well, that's it. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Hopefully this one was a little bit better last time. I need some water.